Is the HiBREW G5 grinder worth it, or are you better off with something else for this price? Although the G5 grinder, it's sleek, it's compact, and performs well, it does have some minor flaws, but the real question is, are you willing to overlook these flaws based on what you want out of your coffee bar and based on the price that HiBREW is asking for? Find out in this honest review of the HiBREW G5 Coffee Grinder. Now before we get into it, if you're into coffee gear and honest reviews, please hit that subscribe and like button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now let's get right into it. This is a good grinder. For one, it looks and feels premium. It has a good weight to it. HiBREW says that it uses an aluminum alloy metal for the G5, and you can really tell. It has a 48mm conical burr inside, and it does a pretty good job in grinding. You can adjust the G5 in two positions, vertical or inclined. However, I would honestly ignore the vertical mode altogether. I've noticed that not only does vertical mode retain more coffee while grinding, but the distance between the basket and the spout is too far in this mode and tends to leave lots of coffee dust around the grinder. I found this to be the case regardless of the type of beans I was using. This is not really a big deal though, because you can just leave it in incline mode all the time, which is what I do. The G5 does come with a rubber mat for where the basket sits, but this does get in the way of being able to easily slide in the metal cup with the included magnets. So because of this, I just don't use the rubber mat at all. Now as far as grinding is concerned, the G5 does do a good job. It has 36 grind settings. It grinds just fine for espresso. I would ignore the espresso label and the other labels though when dialing in. I only found them to be true and accurate about 50% of the time. This bean, for example, was dialed in at the 18 grind setting, which according to the label is for mocha pots. But again, this is not a big deal because many grinders don't have these labels at all. I would just ignore them, dial in based on the number setting only, and you'll be just fine. I did notice that regardless of the coffee bean that was used, it did leave just a little bit more clumps than I'm used to seeing. It's not much though. And for any grinder around $200, you should use a WDT tool anyway, so this isn't really a big deal either. Now since it only comes with a single dose basket, the G5 is clearly meant for single dose use. When it comes to grinding, it's pretty quiet. And as far as timing is concerned, an 18-gram basket takes about 20 seconds, which is pretty good for a grinder in this price range. Now if you hold down the grind button, it will grind even faster, but I rarely ever use this mode. HiBREW says that it has a 99.8 retention rate. This means that if you put 18 grams in, you should get about 17.9 grams out, and I found this to be true most of the time. Sometimes, like in this video, I got 100%. Not bad. Now the big question with this grinder is the value. I just went over all of the major points and flaws that I found, which really aren't too bad. However, currently the G5 is going for $220 on Amazon, and that puts it above other very popular grinders that can do more. Now I know it's only a $20 difference, but the Baratza Encore ESP is only $200 and is a solid grinder. And it has more features. The Baratza ESP, you can get a single dose hopper for it like this one, but it also comes by default with a regular sized hopper, and it has multiple output baskets like these. All of this for a cheaper price. Breville and Fellow also make grinders that are the same price, $200, and they have similar features. What you're not getting with those other grinders though is a grinder that is this compact. Those are bigger, bulkier grinders, so really it depends on what you're looking for. Or maybe you have a kitchen counter that's not very large, trying to save some space. Just remember there are other solid options out there that can do more and are even friendlier on your wallet. Let me know in the comments if you would consider the G5. I've got more reviews on the way, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.